Hello viewers, my name is Raj and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back with once again a new Python video or Python related video. So in this video we will talk about JSON, what is JSON and how we can use JSON in Python. So if we talk about JSON, so JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. So in the recent few years, JavaScript and its version has been developed. So in the recent years, JavaScript and its versions have been developed a lot, and we like the software industry has moved from basic HTML, CSS based development to JavaScript based implementations. So JavaScript has a very good variants available like Angular JS, React JS, and everything. So basically, they needed some sort of architecture or some notation to pass data and like interact with the data portion, because since we see a lot of web apps being developed, and web apps will use the data or store the data, and so for that particular purpose we need some notation. So they came up with this notation of JavaScript object notation. So in comparison with other data handling techniques, JavaScript, this JSON notation is very lightweight. So that is its like the best part of this notation. So it is very lightweight. Also, the handling part is simple because it anyways in any way it stores the data in form of text. So there is no tag notations or no like fancy thing. It's just simple text, and the parsing is like the loading and the saving part is done in such a way that we don't have to they don't have to use extra characters or extra bytes to store that particular. So it is very simple in that way. So it is basically takes the concept of objects in Java. So objects in Java are nothing but something like this. So we'll have a key and its corresponding values. Similarly, we'll have a lot of keys and a lot of values. So this is nothing but an object. So if we compare it with Python, it is simply a dictionary. If we are using Python, then we can simply relate this to dictionary, and this is it is like basically what I can say, an image of a dictionary in JavaScript. Sorry. So basically it figures out a way to store this particular dictionary or object into a local file or a specific notation. So basically we can store all the data into this format, and we can use this format to like exchange or process on it. So basically JSON is mostly used in to interact between server to a website or server to a web app. So let's say this is your server and this is your web app or website, whatever you say, whatever you like, whatever you are using it. So basically whenever you apply for a service, or you want a service, or you want a data, for example, from a web app or a website, so what they do is they send a request to this particular server, and the server responds with whatever the query results are. Let's say it's a person's data or a gaming data or whatever. So this data or this request or this like reply will be of JSON format. This is the very frequent trend in since past 2-3 years. So they use JSON particularly to pass the data in between them. So in this video we will see how this thing is used in Python, since a lot of development has been shifted to Python also, using Django and Flask and all. So these are all Python extensions of web development. So they uses this JSON a lot. So what data types that we can convert into JSON? So if we see in Python, dictionary is converted to an object, list and tuple is converted to an array. So array is nothing but a list equivalent in JavaScript. So list and tuple is like both are converted to an array. String is string, but just look in every programming languages the concepts are same, but the names are different. So in integer, float is converted to a number data type, which is in JavaScript. True and false, which are boolean, converted into true and false again, but the t is in lowercase and f is in lowercase. And none data type is converted to a null data type. Null is nothing but a blank value is known as null. So this is how we can convert. So basically it states that all the data types in Python can be converted into JSON types. So let's see, this was the basic introduction. Let's see towards the code part. So it will be more clearer for you guys. Yeah, so if we see, this is a simple dictionary in Python, and I want to convert this dictionary into JSON type. So first of all, I think the most important step is Python provides a library which is known as JSON only. So first of all, we whenever we have to use any JSON feature, we have to import that particular library. So we are going to import JSON. So this is now imported. Now we can use the features of JSON. So we have this object readily available. So we want this object or this dictionary to convert into a JavaScript notation. So what we'll do is we'll use JSON dot dump s. Here s is very important. So what this s signifies is signifies a string. So string is nothing. So basically we will dump the data, we'll dump the object, and we will convert its string representation to view it or to use that. So what I will do is I will use object. I will give this object as an input to this dumps function, and as soon as I run it, it will give me a string representation of what the JSON object has been made for this particular OBJ dictionary. So this was the way of like saving or dumping the file. Let's say I dump this file in a variable which is, let's say, a, and what I want to do is, let's say I have this a available. I know that this is a JSON object in a string notation. What I want to do is I want to load that particular thing and use it for our like primary or secondary task. So what I can do is I can use JSON.load s. So here s is important. Since I know that this is the JSON string, what I will do is I will take that particular use it load as function, and I will give a as an input. What I will get is I will get a dictionary object. So if I can simply check whatever that what type is this return. What is the type of this function return? So it is giving me a dictionary, right? So this is the way we can use this. I will tell more about dump and load in the next section. Also, as I told about, like, each and every data type can be converted to its equivalent of the JavaScript. So let me give an example. We can simply write dump s. So what we'll do is, let's say I'm giving a list as an input. So let's say 1, 2, 3, and we'll see what is the output. So if I give this as an input, let's say I remove this dump. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I will dump this particular list. I will get a array equivalent string of this particular. So here you can see that I'm not just only getting the values. I'm also getting this square bracket. So this square brackets represent that this is an array data type, or it's not just a string. It is array stored in string format. So that is more important. Similarly, you can try for different data types in Python, but I will not go into each and every detail. You can try out that on your own. So next is indentation. So basically, what I told is, where JSON is a way to store data. So whenever you are storing a data, you need, like, you want to store the data in a certain way. Let's say you want to add indentation to each and every line whenever you want to store in each and every line. So what you can do is, at this dumping stage, you can specify one extra parameter. Let's say I remove this particular list and I want to store this particular object. Because it is a very good example and I want to continue this with this example only. So I will append an indent parameter here. Let's say I give an indentation of 4. So 4 is nothing but 4 characters of indentation. and I see the result, I will get this. Don't worry about this slash n. This is nothing but a new line character. So if I use print function for this, so what I get is a very good way of like saving a data, because indentation is very important in each and every file. Because if I give a list of names to you without an indentation or a new line character, it will be a list of characters in a single line. So but if I indent it properly, I can easily view the data and I can act upon it. So this is indentation. Also, if you see in this particular object or in this particular string, you can see that the data is separated by colon. Like key and values are they are like divided using colon, and the comma is used to separate each key value pair. So right, this is known as separators. So JSON also give us the liberty to change this particular separators in our own way. So let's say if you want to change this to this colon to equals and this comma to dot. So what I am saying is I want to change this particular way of representation in my JSON object from. So I want to convert this colon to equal and the comma to full stop or dot. So what I can do is I will use the same dump command or dump function. What I will use is I will define the separators that I want to use. Yes, so in this example you can see I have used the separators attribute, and I am giving the inputs. So you can see that this is separating it. So I think the order is wrong from my end. So let us change this order. So now this will be more yeah. So name equals to John dot, so dot is separator, age equals 30 dot, merit equals to true dot, etc till the for all the variables. So also apart from this separators and indentation, you can also sort this particular keys in a certain way. So what you can do is simply use this sort keys function, or sorry, not function, the attribute. So sort underscore keys equals to true. So this will basically sorry, I made a mistake. Make sure of the in which function you are writing. So if I give sort underscore keys as input, which is like I mentioned the true, so I can see that in these two results, in this result the keys are sorted. So age is coming first, then cars, children, divorced, married, names, and pets. So this is the way you can sort the keys. So at the end I will like show you the way of storing this particular data into a local file. So you have this all data with you in the program, but you want to save the data locally so that you can use it for other purpose, or you can for sending it to a remote server or a remote client. So what I will do is I will open a particular file, and I will let's say I give this file as test.json. So this .json is important. So I will store all the JSON files as .json using .json notation or extension. I will open this file in writing mode because I want to like write some data. And then what I will do is as JSON file. So I will use this JSON.dump file or dump function, and I will give the object as an input and the JSON file file pointer. So as soon as I run this particular code, in the directory you can see a file which is generated, which is test.json, 189 bytes only, because the data is very small. So this file is particularly saved, but this is one way. But I want the other way as well. I want to load that particular file as well. So what you have to do is you have to open the file, but in reading mode, and then um, you just have to pass the file pointer, and you have to use the load function without s. So this is what I was talking about. Whenever you are dealing with a local file, then you don't have to use the s here, because s is for string, but you don't we are working with files only, so we have to ignore the s part. So it is dump and load, and in this case I will have to use a variable to store that particular the content that I'm getting from the file, and then I will print the content. So as you can see, I have loaded this particular test.json from a directory and into this particular variable. And as you can see, I can also check the data type of this particular variable. What is the data type? So data type is dictionary, because whenever you are because the data dictionary in Python and object in JavaScript is the mirror image of each other. So basically, when you convert Python your dictionary from Python to JSON, it will convert it into an object, and the other way around, from object to a dictionary. So that is all in this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in my Discord channel. The link is in the description. Also, if you have anything to like cheer me up, or have any feedback, please comment it down in the comment section. I will be more than happy to receive your feedbacks and anything related to your queries. So thank you and have a nice day.